I think that Azati Prime is an interesting episode because it is a decent Enterprise episode that is a bad Xindi arc episode, I think, at the same time. So this was the most I think that I've ever gotten my heartstrings or some vestigial part of emotional capacity triggered by Enterprise, which the show hardly ever does to me because I think it's so workmanlike and that I haven't really bonded with the crew. And I think this episode showed me that I've only just sort of bonded with this crew because, when Archer's doing all the whole stuff that has to do with Archer going on, I kind of feel like, oh, this is okay. Like, this feels like it's going to be something important. And so it works somewhat as an Enterprise episode in and of itself. However, my biggest point walking away from it was, boy, I wish we'd spent some time with the Xindi getting to here, because it's really just they lay out. Do they reveal like 95% of everything about the Xindi here? Like we know that they have tensions with each other, and we know that they don't really know what's going on, but this was the only time we've spent with the Xindi where the kinds of intra-Xindi relationships that I feel that should have been happening in every episode to this point, where the reptilians are kind of, talking to the other species, and like it's clear that they don't really trust each other, but they're doing this working together because they think it's for the best of them. Man, if they had just showed us some of that stuff, maybe this turn of Degra being like, you Xindi reptilian bastards, like, what have you done to me? Maybe that would have landed. I don't know. Am I crazy, or are we just missing too much Xindi scenes before this one?
No, I would agree with that. This also has a little bit of what they did in Avengers Endgame, where they rehab the weak entries by making them really important, where it's this one, it's like, oh, well, when that Detroit episode in retrospect is now important because it's a key to the underhanded nature of the reptilians. We see how it all fits together as a big puzzle. It was good. It had some stuff I really liked in it. I think blowing up the facility is probably the most intense kind of thing they've done all season. Yeah.
Most compromised that Archer, compromise that Archer's been put in, compromised situation.
Yeah, it's the only bummer to that was that, like, it seems like it should be a big deal, but after he does it, it's like, well, moving on to the next thing. Yeah. They don't really spend any time with it, but and I guess you could argue that it leads into him, that list of things he reads off as to why he needs to go down and do this mission.